The next interesting question is, what are your strengths and weaknesses? And again, in the interview, we usually do ask such questions as to what are your strengths and weaknesses. Now, here is a question where you should not be outrightly honest. Please understand. So far, I have kept on telling you that please be honest, please be sincere, please be genuine. But when a question is asked regarding your strengths and weaknesses, then you must carefully reveal your cards. Here you must be prudent and tactful. What do we mean by prudent? You go to a B school interview and they ask you, tell me something about your weaknesses, and you say that your weaknesses is that you cannot go well with people. Imagine, in a B school interview you say that you cannot go well with your colleagues. I mean, this answer is enough to throw you out of the interview. I mean, you are rejected. Why? Because the very fundamental quality that I must have, or that I think a manager should have, is that he should be able to go well along with his colleagues. And here in the interview, you are telling that one of your greatest weaknesses is that you can't gel with people. I mean, you just cannot go well with them. So here you are by being very very honest about your weaknesses. At times you might jeopardize your chance of getting selected. So you must choose your weaknesses in such a way, or you must reveal only those weaknesses or share those weaknesses which you think are not very severe. Understand, your weaknesses must not be fatal, in the sense that if you say that one of your weaknesses is that you can't focus on one thing for too long a time. If you mention that as your weakness, then again you would be definitely rejected. Why? Because if someone is not able to focus on one thing for a long time, and if he comes to my B school, I am quite sure that after the first semester he would lose all interest in his studies, definitely. So there are certain weaknesses or certain things which you if you become very candid about those things, I think you might jeopardize your chances of getting selected. So you must put your weaknesses such a way that either they should be mild or they should be some form of strength, in the sense that your strength, if carried beyond a certain limit, might become your weakness. For example, you say that my weakness is that sometimes I become so passionate that I tend to lose my reasoning. So that is a good weakness. See, you might become passionate about something, and for a brief period of time, you might become unreasonable. It's a good thing. I would love to have such passionate people in my team, right? So you can mention weaknesses which are slightly on the negative side, but could be a strength in certain scenarios. Similarly, you should mention, so strengths, we all have strengths. You can say that my strength is that I have very good communication skills. But while speaking, if you say that I'm very very good at communication, I have very good language, your answer should show that you have very good language, and your strength is that you are good at communication skills. Similarly, when you say your weaknesses are these and these and these, you must be very careful about it. So you should be more careful when it comes to your weaknesses than when it comes to your strengths, because strengths, anyways, you have it in plenty, right? Some people have many strengths. They have A, B, C, D. They have so many strengths. There is no need to mention 20 strengths. You can say that you have three major strengths. The first one is that you are very, you are. Let's say you have a great sense of humor. The second one is that uh, you can say that you have great sense of humor. Your attitude towards people, you are very forgiving and something like this. Whatever is your strength, you should speak about that as your strength. And in your weaknesses, you please be very careful. So before you go and prepare your weaknesses, you please uh, consult people as to, is this the right weakness, or should I mention something else, or is this weakness, of mentioning this weakness, is it going to have any kind of impact on my selection, right? You must not say something that suggests that you are a superhero or an over smart chap. Many a time while mentioning our strengths, we show that we are over smart people. Now, some people say that my strength is that I'm a very, very good leader, and you have no single achievement that shows that you have some kind of leadership experience, right? So you should mention something which you can support, which you can testify, which you can provide some kind of evidence. So, for example, if you say that you are a very, very good public speaker, that means you must have won some kind of elocution competition. Or in the course of the interview, the panelists should realize that yes, this guy is a passionate speaker, and I think he can be a very, very good orator, right? So when you say that you have a particular strength, you should be able to attach some kind of evidence to it, or in the course of the interview, I should have realized that yes, this is his strength. So that reflects some kind of honesty and sincerity in the answer. But if you say that your one of your key strengths is that you are a very good at language, and you are making some very silly grammatical errors in your answer, that means that you are not aware of your own strength, or you don't know how to define strengths and weaknesses. You have to be humble, honest, and sincere when it comes to your strength, and when it comes to your weaknesses, you have to be prudent and tactful. You should not reveal the cards so as to jeopardize your chances of getting selected. Be ready to mention instances in which you discover that you have these strengths. So many a time, you might say that your strength is that you are a man of immense patience. Now, you cannot have evidence for that, right? So, how would you prove? You can say, or you can basically speak about the scenario in which you realize that yes, you are a man of immense patience. So, for example, if you have been a teacher to school kids, then you can say that yes, while teaching, I realized that the children liked me a lot and they often shared things with me. That showed that I was very considerate, I was very empathetic, and I can be a very good mentor, right? So whenever you provide some kind of evidence or some kind of thing about your strengths, it simply restores the confidence that yes, this person is honest and sincere. Also, if asked, you must speak of the ways in which you can overcome your weaknesses. Many a time, we say that my weakness is that I am very lazy. So my next question would be fine. It's not a lethal weakness, but how would you overcome your laziness? How are you working upon it? Is there any way by which you think you can overcome your laziness? So many a time when you mention your weaknesses, you should also be ready with the answer as to how will you overcome your weakness, if at all there arises a situation in which you must overcome your weakness. Many people say that their weakness is that they are short tempered. Okay, fine, many of us are short tempered, but what if you are a team person and you are short tempered? Would you be able to work as a team player? No, you would not be able to work as a team player. In that case, it's a difficult question. So you must ensure that the answers that you prepare are up to the point, and you are always able to counter attack any kind of question asked by the panelists.